Hello, hello. You made it to the end of Unit 3. Good job. So, angle pairs. All right, so we've talked a lot about different types of angles. We are going to write down the definitions and show examples and then of each. And then we'll do some examples together, okay? Now, this is not aligning perfectly with your test. It's an overview of everything that we've covered to hopefully help you be successful on your test, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, first we've got adjacent angles, okay? So the big thing about adjacent angles is that they must share a common side and a common vertex, okay? So they share a common side and a common vertex. Okay? All right. Good. So that's it. Basically, they're smushed together, right? They're glued together because of this side. Vertical angles. Well, those are angles that are created when two lines intersect or cross each other. So, I did this in my last video, but let's just do it again. So this angle here is a vertical angle to this angle, okay? And this angle is a vertical angle to this one. All right, knowing that, let's see, we can say angles that are, or we should say opposite angles, sorry, that are created from two lines intersecting. And we should make a note. They are congruent. Okay, big fancy word for they are equal. All right, so they're opposite angles that are created from two lines intersecting. They are congruent. So, let's see here. Complementary angles. Those are two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So, two angles that add up to 90 degrees. Okay, so that's what we need to think about whenever we hear about complementary angles. We're like, oh, they make that right angle. Okay? Supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180 degrees, or a half circle, or a straight line. They're also called like a linear pair. So this would be two angles that add up to 180 degrees. Okay? So right angle and a half circle. Let's go through some examples. I went through your test and I based these off of things that I thought would help you. Okay, so let's keep that in mind, but they don't align perfectly with numbers on your test, okay? All right, and in the past I've talked about, like, we got to use those clues. We got to use those definitions for those different words that we know in order for us to solve. So for number 1, if angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary, there's a clue, and angle 1 is equal to 4 degrees, what is the measure of angle 2? Well, we got to think about, all right, complementary, that means they add up to 90. So we would need to say, we could say angle 1 plus angle 2 equal 90 degrees. Well, we know that angle 1 is equal to 4 degrees plus, and then we could call that x, right, for angle 2 if we want, is 90 degrees. Well, take the 4 away that we know from angle 1. Those cancel and we'll be left with 86 degrees. So the measure of angle 2 is equal to 86 degrees, based on the definition of complementary angles. Okay? All right, number 2, what is the value of x? Okay, so kind of tiny. Hopefully you can see it there. But we know, all right, we have two lines intersecting, and vertical angles are created from those lines. So in this case, right, these are equal to each other. So if this one is equal to 60 degrees, technically this one is equal to 60 degrees as well. And so we can solve for x knowing that. We can say, well, we know that 2x plus, what did I write? It's so tiny. Plus 12 equals 60. Well, now it's just a two-step equation. We can solve for that. So to subtract 12 from both sides, we're left with 2x on the left, and then 6 minus 12 gives us 48. Right now I'm multiplying by 2, so to get rid of that, I'm going to divide by 2. So x is equal to 24. Here we go. Okay? All right, number 3. If angle 2 is equal to 70 degrees, what is the measure of angle 4? So in this case, we have to use two clues that we're given. One, we're given, well, of course we're given 70 degrees, right? Angle 2 is equal to 70. But we're also given that 1 and 2 are complementary, meaning they add up to 90 degrees, right? Which is shown by having that square there. So if angle 2 is equal to 70 degrees, and if they add up to 90, that means that angle 1 is equal to 20 degrees. But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the measure of angle 4. Now the nice thing about angle 4 is it's vertical to angle 1. Notice that angle 4 and angle 1 are created by these two lines intersecting, which means they're equal. So since angle 1 is equal to 20 degrees, so is angle 4. So we could write the measure of angle 4 equals 20 degrees. All right, one more, all right, and then you can get on to your test. Two adjacent angles add up to 125 degrees. If the measure of angle 1 is 3x plus 1 and the measure of angle 2 is 2x plus 4, what is the measure of each angle? So we could draw a picture if we want to, but we don't have to. We know that they're adjacent. We know that they add up to 125. So we could say the measure of angle 1 added to the measure of angle 2 equals 125 degrees. Well, we know that the measure of angle 1 is 3x plus 1, and the measure of angle 2 is 2x plus 4. Okay, combine like terms. 3x plus 2x equals 5x, and then positive 1 plus positive 4 is 5. So we've got 5x plus 5 equals 125. Subtract 5 from both sides. Remember, our goal is to get x by itself. Okay, 5x equals 120. Okay, well, let's see. We're going to divide both sides by 5. They'll cancel on the left. So we have x by itself, and then 120 divided by 5. Well, I know that 100 divided by 5 is 20. Okay, based on money, right? There's 20 nickels in a dollar. And then 20 divided by 5 is 4. So x is equal to 24. Now we just need to plug it back in. So measure of angle 1 was equal to 3x plus 1. So we've got 3 times 24 plus 1. So let's see. 3 times 24 is 72. Plus 1 gives us 73 degrees. Okay, let's check on measure of angle 2. Measure of angle 2 is 2x plus 4. So 2 times 24 plus 4. Well, 2 times 24 is 48. Plus 4 is 52. So the measure of angle 2 is 52 degrees. Now, just to be safe, we should add those together. Because remember, our goal was for them to add up to 125 degrees from that original equation. Let's see, we've got 73 plus 52. Look at that, 125, so we know we're right. Okay, great job on this. Good luck on your test. And as always, if you need anything else, just let me know.